Hello everybody, welcome to today's lesson. First thing we're going to do is we're going to review. Because at some point in the near future we're going to have a quiz or a test about these polynomials and adding, subtracting. We did multiplying for 2 days, now we're going to start dividing. Once you can do all 4 of these things, we're going to have a quiz/test over it. Go ahead and write this problem down and we're just going to review for a little tiny bit and then we'll get into the video. Write this one down. Here's the answer. Check yourself. Let's go to the next one. Write this one down. Here you go. Let's go to the next one. Write it down. Try it on your own. Check your answer. Write this one down. Here's the answer. This will be the last review question. Try it out on your own, and I'll show you the answer in just a moment. Y to the 7th divided by 6 times x to the 9th. Alright, now we're going to be doing polynomials divided by monomials. All of those examples before, well, the multiplication ones were polynomials times polynomials, but those division ones, those were monomials divided by monomials. What we're doing today is we're doing a polynomial, which means multiple things on top of one thing on the bottom. Alright, so what do you think we should do to divide this? We have 2 numbers on top of the same denominator. 8x to the 7th plus 4x to the 5th divided by 2x squared. Let's see. Whenever 2 numbers are on top of the same fraction, that means that both of those are actually being divided by that number. Whenever 2 numbers are adding and subtracting on the numerator, that means that you could split them apart to be the first term being divided by the denominator plus the second term being divided by the denominator. Once you have the 2 things separated, you can reduce them individually, just like we just did in that review. 8 divided by 2 makes 4. The powers cancel to make an x to the 5th. 4 divided by 2 is a 2. The powers cancel to make an x cubed. Make sure you write that down. Let me do a few more examples before we write down the steps. I'm going to use the examples that are in your polynomial book. Let's do 10x squared plus 15x divided by 5x. If we use the same strategy that we just saw, 2 numbers adding on top can be split apart and you just keep whatever sign was in between them. This will be 10x squared over 5x, and on the right we'll have 15x over 5x. Then you simplify the first fraction. 10 divided by 5 is a 2. It'll be, this x will cancel out with the squared, and it'll leave you with a single x. 15 over 5 is 3. X over x cancels out, and all we have is 2x plus 3 as our answer. Let's do another one. Go ahead and try this one on your own. Unpause the video once you think you're done and check yourself to see if you get the same thing that I get. Here I have 3 minus 4 divided by y. The y is in the denominator. So if this y is in the denominator in the end, is this final answer a polynomial? If you flip back a couple pages in your notes, you'll see that it says in the definition of a polynomial, there are no variables in the denominator. So sometimes whenever you do a polynomial divided by a monomial, even though they start out as polynomials, at the end of this division, they're no longer polynomials. Sometimes. If there's a variable in the bottom, it's not a polynomial anymore. It's something different. Something that we'll talk about right at the end of the school year before your STAR test. Here are the steps. Whenever you have a polynomial divided by a monomial, separate the top, which means we just had two pieces or more. You're going to separate them and copy whatever sign is in between. If it's a plus, copy that plus. If it's a minus, put that minus in between the two fractions. Then simplify the coefficients, which are the numbers that are multiplying in front or the big numbers. Because the other thing that you have to simplify are the exponents. Since we're dividing, you're going to be subtracting those exponents, and the exponents are the small numbers in the top right corner of a variable. Example 3 should be no problem for you. Example 4, I'll show it to you right now. We're going to split it. Then we simplify the coefficients. 36 over 6 makes 6. X squared over x squared cancels out. Y squared over y has 1y in the numerator. Minus 60 over 6 makes 10. X squared over x squared cancels. Y over y cancels. It's just the number 1. So we have a minus 10 in the middle. Minus 12 over 6, it's 2. X over x squared has an x in the denominator. Y over y cancels. So we have 6y minus 10 minus 2 divided by x. After doing that example, go ahead and try 1 through 9 on your polynomial division booklet. Numbers 10 and 11, and on the things on the next page, you will need my next video. So go ahead and try 1 through 9 right now, and then watch the next video once you're finished with those practice problems.